Imagine waking up one day to find your workplace transformed into the most intense spotlight in all of sports. The empty seats are gone, replaced by packed arenas and the thunder of 18,000 roaring fans. The calm, low-pressure environment has vanished. Now it's charter flights, tight security, cameras waiting at every hotel, and non-stop national media debates. This is the new reality of the Indiana Fever.
Out there on that court at all times, Lexie Hull took to Sophie Cunningham's Show Me Something podcast, and she addressed the truth about being a part of Caitlin Clark's team. And make no mistake about it, Lexie Hull wants to stay. Lexie Hull wants to stay, guys. She does not want to go anywhere. She is looking to return to Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever. We got to break this whole.
To fully grasp the weight behind Lexie Hull's words, you have to go back and look at where this franchise started. Let's be honest. Before 2024, the Indiana Fever were stuck at the bottom of the WNBA, deep in a long and difficult rebuild. When Hull was drafted 6th overall in 2022 out of Stanford, she brought championship experience to a team that was desperately searching for a winning identity. But the jump from college to the pros is rarely smooth. For 2 tough seasons, Hull and the Fever worked in near obscurity. They played with effort and grit, battling every possession, but wins were hard to come by, and national attention was almost non-existent. Then everything changed. The draft lottery finally went their way, twice. First came Aaliyah Boston, a dominant presence in the paint. Then came the true turning point, Caitlin Clark. Almost overnight, the Fever transformed from a forgotten league pass team into the center of the sports world. The shift was fast, intense, and overwhelming. For the players already in that locker room, it was a completely new reality. Every missed shot was scrutinized. Every foul on Clark sparked days of national debate. Coaching decisions, substitutions, even small reactions on the bench. Everything was analyzed by millions of new fans tuning into the WNBA for the first time. From the outside, sold-out arenas and charter flights might look like success, but the mental pressure of performing under that kind of spotlight is enormous. At that point, it's no longer just basketball. You're part of a cultural movement, and without elite mental toughness, that spotlight can consume you. But Lexie Hull didn't fold under the pressure. She rose with it. She didn't just survive the Caitlin Clark effect, she found a way to turn it into her advantage.
2,000 people in an empty gym to now every game is sold out at 18,000 plus every single night, home and away. That is a big, big change. Lexie Hull felt that change immediately.
It might be. It might be. Yeah. But it's like, that's hard. I think like once you start winning and once more people start showing up, like your experience changes.
In today's game, there's a concept every elite team understands. Gravity. Superstars create it. Stephen Curry has it. LeBron James has it. And the moment Caitlin Clark stepped onto a WNBA court, she brought a level of offensive gravity the league had never seen before. Defenses were instantly on edge. They picked her up full court, face guarded her at 94 feet, blitzed every pick and roll, and sent aggressive double teams the second she crossed half court. All because of one thing, her ability to pull up from the logo at any moment. But basketball is still a numbers game. When 2 defenders commit to the ball, someone is left open. The problem, being open and making a defense pay, are 2 completely different challenges. Early on, the Indiana Fever struggled with that reality. Opponents dared their role players to shoot. Us packed the paint to shut down Aaliyah Boston and trapped Clark relentlessly on the perimeter. The offense needed relief. It needed someone who could punish defenses without hesitation. That's where Lexie Hull stepped in. Her basketball IQ, sharpened under legendary Stanford coach Tara Vanderveer, took over. She quickly understood what playing alongside Clark truly meant. Sprint in transition and the ball will find you. Relocate at the right moment and the pass will arrive perfectly in your shooting pocket. Hull embraced the role completely. Defensively, she became relentless, taking on the toughest perimeter assignments, fighting through screens, disrupting passing lanes, and diving for loose balls. Offensively, she evolved into a lethal perimeter threat. Her three-point shooting climbed into elite territory, turning her into one of the most dangerous spot-up shooters in the league. And with With that, everything changed. The moment Hull started consistently punishing defenses for overcommitting to Clark, the entire floor opened up, the spacing improved, the offense flowed. What began as pressure turned into opportunity, but what makes this connection truly powerful goes beyond tactics. The chemistry between Hull and Clark isn't forced, it's natural. There's trust, timing, and a shared understanding that can't be coached. And the most revealing part of this dynamic, it doesn't happen under the bright lights or during the game. It shows itself after the noise fades. When the arena empties, the cameras shut off, and the real foundation of that connection continues to grow behind the scenes.
But when you have players that are going to go take the charge, like, you're just so tough, and they're just like, people appreciate it. And when you have sold out crowds everywhere you go, it's just appreciated, and it feels good as players.
Now, let's be real here. Would anybody be checking for Lexie Hull had she not been Caitlin Clark's teammate? Now, we love Lexie Hull. We want her here to stay. But that goes to show the...
If you only listen to daytime sports media, you'd think the Indiana Fever locker room was falling apart. All season long, hot takes and clickbait headlines pushed the idea of jealousy, tension, and division, painting a picture of veterans resenting rookies and Caitlin Clark being isolated from the rest of the team. But that narrative doesn't hold up if you actually watch the team, pay attention to their body language on the bench, their energy during games, and their interactions off the court, and a completely different reality shows up. The chemistry is real, the connection is genuine, and Lexie Hull is living proof that much of the media-driven drama was exaggerated for attention. Hull and Clark quickly developed a natural bond that became a core piece of the team's identity. Whether it was road trips, all lighthearted moments off the court, or simply supporting each other through the grind of a high-pressure season, their friendship stood out. In a year filled with intense scrutiny and non-stop national attention, that connection became a steady, grounding force. That's the part many people missed. While studio debates tried to manufacture controversy, the Fever players were doing the opposite, building trust, strengthening relationships, and rallying around their rookie star. Hull understands something essential about winning at the highest level. Talent alone isn't enough. If the locker room isn't united, success doesn't last. And instead of breaking under pressure, this group chose to come together.
I wanted to reach for, and I feel like now with the social media and just even like TV and the accessibility for people, like they see us and they can actually like have these dreams so much earlier. And to be one of those people is really special.
She going to games. Let's be real. Lexie Hull's first however many years in the league prior to Caitlin getting there, do you think she ever looked in the stands and saw anybody wearing a number 10 Lexie Hull jersey that wasn't a family member? No.
She saw it up close every night. The hits Caitlin Clark was taking, the hard fouls, the extra contact that crossed the line from physical to personal, and Lexie Hull didn't hesitate. Her response was immediate. She stepped into the role of enforcer. Anytime things got chippy, she was the first to respond, the first to get in an opponent's face, the first to help her point guard off the floor. This wasn't just about standing up for a teammate. It was about protecting the direction of the entire franchise. Hull embraced the tough, unglamorous work. She took hits, did the dirty jobs, and backed Clark publicly when the noise around the team got loud. In doing so, she helped shut down the narrative that this was a one-player story. Instead, it became something bigger, a group rising together in a defining moment for the sport. Thus, by the end of a historic record-breaking season, the Indiana Fever had fully arrived. Viewership surged, arenas were packed, and most importantly, they proved they belonged in the playoff conversation. But success always brings new pressure. The WNBA offseason is unpredictable. Free agency, expansion drafts, overseas contracts, new leagues. Rosters can change overnight. And for Hull, her breakout year changed everything. She had leverage. She proved her value across the league. A lockdown perimeter defender who can shoot over 40% from three is exactly the kind of player every contender wants. So the big question became, what comes next? Would she leave for a bigger opportunity, away from the spotlight and chaos? Her answer reflected exactly who she is: direct, confident, and loyal, just like the way she plays the game.
Guys, I know, listen, man, I know they want to keep Kelsey, but look, long term, we can keep Tres Leches together with Aaliyah Boston. I'm all in, man. I'm all in, man. Lexie Hull, nothing but glowing things to say about being a part of this Indiana Fever team and organization, especially with the upgrades and the changes since the arrival of the GOAT. Caitlin Clark, she wants to run it back. Make no mistake about it. Give Lexie Hull a 3-year deal. We want to keep.
Returning to Indiana wasn't just a routine contract decision for Lexie Hull. It was a statement, a clear message to the rest of the league that what's being built in Indianapolis is far from complete. She didn't come back to ride momentum. She came back to finish what this group started. And when you really look at the core they've built, it's easy to see why the rest of the WNBA is paying attention. There's the dominant inside presence of Aaliyah Boston, the explosive scoring of Kelsey Mitchell, the elite playmaking vision of Caitlin Clark, and the glue that ties everything together on the perimeter, Hull herself. This isn't just a team with potential anymore. It's a tested group with real identity and a ceiling that's getting higher by the game. Hull understands something deeper too. The chemistry they built under last season's intense spotlight isn't something you can just recreate somewhere else. They went through the hardest part together. They learned how to perform with the entire sports world watching their every move. And now, the focus shifts from proving themselves to chasing a championship. Her perspective cuts through all the noise that surrounded the team. Beyond the viral moments, the TV debates, and the headlines, this is a group of athletes navigating a completely new era of attention in women's basketball. The impact of Clark brought everything: viewership, money, pressure, but it also revealed the character of the players around her. Hull had every chance to fade into the background. Instead, she stepped forward. She embraced the moment, knocked down big shots, did the dirty work, and made it clear this team is not built around one player alone. It's a unit, a connected, driven, and resilient group that's ready to compete at the highest level. Looking ahead, one thing is clear: this is only the beginning. With Clark running the show and Hull ready on the wing, the Indiana Fever are stepping into their next chapter, and the rest of the league will have to deal with it. Thanks for watching Court Central. If you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to like and subscribe for more in-depth basketball analysis.